I'm Karen, and my husband got a job recently up north, so we needed to sell our house, and we wanted to sell quite quickly because we didn't want to be apart. He was actually living up there for his job, and we also wanted to get a decent amount of money back for our house. So it was getting the balance right between that, so getting at a good price but selling reasonably quickly as well, which we thought was a big ask until we met Anna. I knew when you got your own house, you are blind to its bad points, or things that might not sell so quickly. So you get used to what's in your house, and I just wanted a fresh pair of eyes to come round and actually point out, well, actually, get rid of that. That's an eyesore, or that's the first thing I saw when I walked in the room, and I don't want to see that. So I wanted a viewer's perspective of looking around at property rather than my own and thinking, well, what do I think looks good? So getting a fresh pair of eyes, I really got the truth from Anna about what was actually not wrong with the house, but what would make it more marketable. It started off with an initial phone call. So Anna asked about my priorities, what we actually wanted to achieve by selling the house, what was our criteria. So our criteria was we wanted to sell fast, and we also wanted a good price for it. So with that in mind, Anna then knew when she came exactly what we needed to do to the house. We were initially a bit worried because there were a couple of houses nearby, the same as ours, that weren't selling, so we thought we might struggle. When we took Anna on board though, we were very confident that because Anna knew what she was talking about, we were then in the right position to get the price we wanted and to sell quickly. I think the thing that most surprised me about the time I spent with Anna was that in just less than an hour, or about an hour, we'd got a whole list of things, and in fact there was 90 things on the list, which as we went round each room, the list was getting longer and I was getting a bit more concerned, but actually it was quite easy things to do. Didn't mean spending a lot of money on it, and some of the tips were things that I actually thought, well, I wish I'd known this when we moved in 7 years ago, because I'd have had the bed that way round, or I'd have moved that cupboard there to start with, because I actually preferred where it went. So yeah, that did surprise me. Right, out of about the 90 things that were listed, most were minor, so it was decluttering. There were a couple that were quite major, like the painting. We got a decorator in. Total cost for the decorating, the labour and the paint, plus we got in a couple of new duvets and matching curtains for the bedrooms, came to £489, which I thought was an absolute bargain considering we got a reasonable, good price for the house. So it was money well spent. But it was up to us what we did spend. So when we bought the new duvets, it was within our budget. Anna told us exactly what colours to go for, what styles. And it was up to us to then do the decluttering recommendations as well. So from the long list of recommendations, a lot of them were very easy and simple to do. A lot of it was packing things up, which we would have done anyway, so we stored those in the garage. It gave us a head start on the moving process, put the house in a very presentable state for viewing, so that led to it selling in 2 weeks, which was absolutely fantastic. I think the reason it sold so quickly, and the fact that my other house is still for sale on the street, is that the house is immediately livable with. Painting and decorating we did, it went to neutral colours, whereas what we'd had before, it was to our taste, but it might have put some people off, so people can immediately move in and not have to do anything to the house. I think if we hadn't used the KickStart service, it would have taken us longer to sell the house. I think it could have been months rather than weeks, which we didn't want. I think if we hadn't prepared the house and we needed to sell it quickly, it could have meant dropping the house price by about 10,000, and we didn't spend anywhere near that on doing it up. Anyone wanting to sell a property really quickly, it's a bit of a no-brainer to use Anna's services, because it didn't take a lot of time and it was very cost effective, and I would definitely use it again.